just so you know what I exactly what I meant. I was kind of meaning like follow me, but okay, we can do this instead since you're a dork. Heyo, we back again. It's crazy mechanism.
Really?
Woo.
Really?
And I got a cookie.
He's had too much sugar this morning.
Screw you.
Hey.
Let's go.
Don't forget your
What?
clipboard.
We'll deal with that later. That's a future project. So, as you'll notice, some shit is missing.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the midst of a renovation.
Mm-hmm.
Basically,
did
everything
what?
made me angry, so now I'm going to do some things.
And you did what? A 3-hour video on Patreon making this place bigger?
Yes, we also made it a lot bigger. Pretty much doubled the size here. Give us more room. We're in talks of what it is we're doing. See, we have a new door. I'll show you that later. First, come over here.
Mm-hmm.
Because we also got a magnum torch now. Oh, sorry, a mega
torch.
I'm used to the magnum torches.
I know.
Change it to mega.
When it went from, I think, extra utilities to torch master.
Yeah.
They can copy the thing it does. They can copy the texture, but they can't copy the name.
Now, we have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Junior's out of cookies.
That's not a problem.
It is a problem. We need to fix it.
Mm-hmm. Did you buy cocoa beans from the dude?
I'm making cocoa beans.
Oh, you can just use jungle saplings for that?
Yeah, if I put it in there, we'll end up with cocoa beans.
Okay.
And then I can learn the cocoa beans, and then that whole thing ain't really necessary, because then I can just use EMC to make them. Or I can just put in a couple logs, put the things on there, randomly harvest them every now and then if I want to do that way, and then just have them that way.
Is there nothing we can do with these parts?
If I remember correctly, no. Well, we can use the casting table, and we turn that into 2 seared casting tables for tinkers. Other than that, no. The other 2 things in there are purely garbage.
Okay.
We can turn that into a couple of casting tables for tinkers. So, I kind of angered the fat guy a little bit.
This was most of his 3 hours.
We now have an automatic tree farm.
He made me use things I don't like, and he used things in ways I don't agree with.
I made it work, didn't I?
Mm-hmm. So you want to show him the soul of this soulless machine?
So pretty much, once it cuts the trees, as you see, it'll drop all the stuff down onto the belt down there. We have a brass funnel here, which will funnel out the saplings. Not on this belt. This is just a dry belt. It'll drop them down onto that belt, which will put them in the side of these tunnels, which will then evenly spread them out across these 2 belts, which will go down there to a couple of uppers, which, as you've seen, were popped up here. There's 4 deployers under here, which will reach up and plant a sapling.
Uppers are stupid upside-down hoppers.
I made it work, didn't I? Oh, here comes some saplings.
Now, question. Are you going to be able to figure out a way to take off excess saplings when this system gets full and the saplings start backing up?
Well, technically, they'd start backing up by filling up the conveyor belt.
Mm-hmm. And then they're going to fill up the other conveyor belt, and then they're going to fill up this conveyor belt.
Yes, so for right now, no, I don't have a way to do it. We'll just have to come up here and grab a couple saplings off and throw them into a table. Technically, is what I could do is put another tunnel on that belt, have it verge off, and then any excess will go over and we can just deposit them into a EMC link thing.
Okay. That's something to think about in the future.
But, so yes, now we have an automatic tree farm. So this will sit out here, grow the trees, plant them, cut them down, over and over and over. The belt will still go in, currently just to a chest in the floor, because I haven't fully decided what we're doing with it. But other than that, we now have automatic trees. Now, the other thing is we are redoing the power system.
He says we. He's redoing the power system. I have something else I'm going to be doing today.
Well, first off, I'm going to take one of these brass machines I got in my pocket. We're going to turn this into a rotational speed controller. And then we're going to take... Where did it go? Oh, there it is. I'm going to turn that into a tier 1 pipe modules. And we're going to turn one of those into a low extraction module. And then I need to take a couple bits of iron and some of my glass. And we're going to turn that into a thing of party pipes. Okay? Okay. So, if you'll follow me, George.
I said I had other things I'm doing today.
Shut up. So, this is going to be the new power room. You know that shouldn't be there. He didn't make this nearly big enough, so I'm going to have to make it a bit bigger. But basically, we're under the hill, because this is the windmill. Wind turbine. So, wind turbine power comes down, it goes out, hooks up to the tree farm, comes back, does this thing for some reason. Not sure what I was doing here, actually. Oh, this is the drive for the power right now. So all of our base power is coming into here. The only issue is the windmill, the water wheels ain't hooked up yet. That's what that's for. I'll get that hooked up. And basically, I'm going to convert us over to the steam age. I'm going to hook up the whole steam engine. It's going to power a pump. It's going to power the other steam engine, which is going to be fueled by some lazy burners. And these guys are going to suck lava. Because I'm also going to set up a lava generator. I'm going to fill a tank with, and it's then going to pipe out to blaze burners under a steam engine. In other words, this is going to be fun.
And I'm working on getting us the Project E fuels done, so Mobius fuel and all of that stuff. I'm going to work up that tier of stuff. So alchemical coal to Mobius fuel to I can't say that word. Aeternalis fuel? Something like that. And then dark matter.
Apparently, I need my rolling machine. I thought it was my cutting thing, but apparently it's my rolling thing. So with my woolly thing, I can throw in some bombos. And that will make me some straws. That I can give to blaze burners so they can drink the lava. Like a couple of good little bitches. And yes, I was actually looking into what we needed to do to start getting the solar flowers built. So I would love to get that done, but we need to get the epic crafting station set up to be able to get that done. Yeah, anyway, and we have the straws. So, what we're gonna do now is this is going to be the main input. All power goes there. So we're going to use a rotational speed controller, which I somehow interact with. Oh, there we go. So I can toggle the speed all the way up or all the way down as much as I want. To make everything work the way I want it. By putting all the power into that. So the more I ramp that up, the faster the whole factory will go. You can see it's kind of meh right now. And then if I get into here, I can ramp it all the way up. That didn't change anything. Why didn't that change anything? How do you work? Okay, now I'm confused. Never used one of these. I was just do the gears. Oh. That's how that works. Okay, I get you. I get it. Okay, so instead of doing that, inventory's full of crap. Okay, instead of doing that, we need to do it like this. So we can do and stick this guy there. There we go. Lovely. Now I just need to do this. That ain't gonna work, right? No. It don't work that way. It's annoying. I don't want to change that around because that would mess up everything. So we're just gonna rotate that around like that. And then we can just simply do that to that. And that'll rotate that. And then I can get in here. And I can ramp that up all I want. Except that it will stress the hell out of everything. Most likely due to this configuration. Hook this up just so we could use our hammer. Which apparently was not what overstressed it, mostly because I'm probably only trying to run off of the wind turbine right now. Which is not great.
Are you having a moment?
So if I connect that back up. Okay, that's not enough to rotate the damn thing. Fun. These two, holy shit, they do. You know, I wouldn't have thought that would actually work out perfectly. These actually rotate the same direction. So I can just throw a belt from there to there. Now the water wheels are turning with the windmills. And then we put that back. That'll stress everything because I turned it up too high. So I just turn this down to say a moderate 65. Nope. How about a 32? A 32 will work for now. Which, honestly, I need to put my monitors on this thing so I can see what it is I'm actually doing. Mostly my stressometer. And so you can see my RPMs. So currently, we don't have a whole lot of stress remaining. because right now we're only working off the wind turbines and the water wheels, which is where the whole freaking steam age is going to come in and help. And the question is, how much further across this wall can I go without creating a fucking issue? Hello.
I would guess about that far before you have too much initiative.
I found one of my random holes.
If you're gonna start digging stuff out, do you want to pause for a minute?
Yeah, let's go ahead and pause for a minute. I'll get this dug out, then we'll continue.
All right, before we do that, do you have the things I gave you?
I turned them into my table already.
Okay, you need that, and you need that, and I think you need this.
Right. Get right on. So you made iron, you got dark matter, you got the arterial fuel.
Yep. Now I just need more EMC so I can start going through, because if you look at the last fuel...
Dark matter ball back.
Okay, that'll help. If you look at that last fuel, it gives you colors after that. So now we have this one.
Pink fuels.
And then I got to go from there up to the next one and so on and so forth. Give me that. Learn that and give it back. That's all my EMC.
There's the yellow.
Thank you.
Alright, now go away and build it.
Yep.
Or digging.
Now, we'll be right back while he's doing that.
Dude! Dude!
What?
The door's on fire.
Why is the door on fire?
I don't know, but also, dude, come here. Check this out. I found something.
Dude, I'm in mid-project.
I found something. It's cool.
My bamboo despawns because you're being a dork. I will have to throw you off this island.
I'm not being a dork. I was digging this area out to put in our steam engines.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I found an underwater hot spring.
Right.
What? I did?
Started on an island up there and everything here we built. But you magically found an underwater hot spring in an area you built.
Okay, look, this is like my bullshit. I need you to play along. But ain't it convenient? I found a hot spring right here where I need water. And I can hook a pump up to it.
Uh-huh. Just go learn your next thing and shut up.
You don't like infinite water sources, so I flooded a whole area in here, alright?
How are we getting back out of there?
Easy. You go around.
Okay.
Now, nope. Let me out! I'm not an animal!
Stop being a dark.
Seriously, let me out of here!
Seriously, I'm not down there. I gotta go get my bamboo picked up.
Yeah. You dork.
You have
work with me. Did you work with me for a second?
Good luck.
You're
holding like 200,000 of my freaking EMC in your hand.
It comes back up around here.
Oh, okay.
It's the first part of a future project. Shut up.
Gotcha.
Stop being rude.
Make sure you don't put that in your table as a battery. Yeah, get it out of it.
Put it in as an iron.
Okay, pull it out of there. Put it in over there. There you go.
Yep, there you go. I forgot those were batteries.
Do you have an iron in there?
I think I learned it.
No, I mean I want the freaking.
No, I only have an iron learned. I need that one back.
You need this one back. Okay. I'm literally going around to every storage drawer we have right now just so I can finish this.
Mm.
I'm taking everything we have and turning it into EMC to buy emeralds.
Okay, so now we got that done. I need a nice little steam engine here. So that'll work. Oh, lovely, lovely. And we put a steam engine on the thing. And that'll go out to a thing, which will then come over to a little pumpy pump. After I get my toolbox, a little closer. Again, need a ranger for on this freaking thing. But I put a pump. I put a gear. And then we just simply do a piping up. Actually, I'll probably just do a gearbox. This doesn't matter. Over there, chain drive it in. That'll run the pump. I need a pipe up and into the steam engine, which now needs a little bit of water to run. So we'll go a little shit. Now I can walk through that. Okay. We'll have to go a little old-fashioned because I'm going to have to find the pump. The door's on fire again.
We really got to do something about the door catching on fire.
If I do... No, that don't work. Hell, shit. I thought I could bucket in a thing of water to get this thing to turn on. Apparently, no. So we're gonna have to do just a little bit of some like this. Hopefully not break everything. That's the important part of this. Which I can't guarantee it's not going to do. That should get the water pumping up and in. Once it gets enough water, it should kick on. It should no longer need me doing it. And sever that for a minute. It's definitely spinning. Water should be going in. So why is it still idle?
The water's still red.
Yeah, I get that point.
The water input rate is only at 8, not 10. It needs 10 a tick.
I'm just guessing it's just going too slow.
Mm-hmm.
So we can fix that. Ow. Ow.
By catching your ass on fire?
Ow. 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 Ow.
If only there was a magical hot springs of water around here somewhere.
Shut up.
That could help with your current problem.
I don't believe I asked for your opinion on this.
Now, I wasn't paying complete attention, Did you just jump in the lava?
Yes.
It's not idle now. Now it has tons of water.
Good.
And now
you
you're
move your head.
doing 2,000 stress units via one engine.
So now if I hook that in, I should be able to unhook the...
Really? Dumbass.
Shut up. Okay. That goes, and now I switch that over. Why is that not powering itself?
Because again, it's going too slow. Have you ever heard of the idea of perpetual motion? You're trying to do here is not going to be good.
I just need it to power the pump. That's this boiler's job.
Then you need to speed up the rotation it's coming out at. You need to gear it up before you send it into that drive thing.
If this one's set to what? 32 RPM. Alright. So 32 should be able to do it. So then it'd be a simple belt to belt. Now if I cut this out, there. It is now enough to power itself.
Congratulations.
Should be able to even pump that up a little more. So now we have a passive steam engine that will sit there and fuel itself with water. Now we're going to make another boiler. This one just a little bit freaking bigger. Oh. For now. It's still going to run off of only one steam engine because I didn't have the EMC to be able to make another one, or the pieces, I think it was actually, to be able to power itself. Now it requires some water, which again is what the other boiler is mostly for. Now I can run water into that one. Now it currently works passively, but it needs more water, which is perfectly fine, and I figured. So we will go ahead and make another mechanical pump that we will then tap into down here. And of course it's going to be a dick about it.
But of course, why would it not?
Would you just stand up?
Mm-mm.
There we go. Jet. Jet. Jet.
Mm-hmm. Now you done went and did it.
Shut up, you.
Are we gonna get in trouble for emissions back here?
No, it's all steam. It's fine. Alright, so now this boiler now puts out the 2048 stress units, as long as that one. Now I do want to test how many stress units are still on this boiler. There's still 1500 stress units, so can I ramp it up to 96? Yes, I can. How about 128? Yes. How about 256? Nope, 256 is a little too much.
For the amount
Back
of
it
water
down.
you're sending into this boiler, you could make it way bigger.
I know, I know.
Okay, just checking.
Currently, we're fine-tuning the system, and then we'll worry about how much it does later. Okay. So, that is now ramped up to where I only have 248 stress units left off of this boiler, and its only job is to power both pumps that currently are powering this one, which is going to do the big shit. Which each of these guys are going to get a straw. They all get their beer drinking hats. And then they are
Why'd they
going
turn
to
red?
use... They're wearing beer drinking hats.
So they get rose-colored goggles when they put on their beer drinking hats. I thought you had to.
No,
I thought you had to start drinking first.
Okay, no, come here. Look. I'll explain exactly what you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
You see the fleshy color.
Mm-hmm.
That's the face. You see the white thing on the side?
Mm-hmm.
That's the straw. You see the top red part? That's the hat. The two things on the side are the beer cans.
Oh.
They're literally wearing beer drinking hats.
Okay. I just thought they put on their rose-colored glasses, and I thought you had to start drinking before those, before the beer goggles got put on.
I'm going to make that bigger later, but for now, you might want to move. I can't guarantee this flowing under you. Hey, there's flowing under you. Good. Now, for why that lava was sitting there, so we're going to put these raw. We're going to put this raw. On top of that, we're going to have this raw. And then we're going to do a pipe, a pipe, a pipe, a pipe, a pipe, and a pipe.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to put this onto here.
Bad
That's
idea.
going to start pulling cobble out. What do you mean?
I do believe, yeah, see that? It's going to bounce. You need retrievers. Not what you put in.
That's fine. It can bounce off of it. It's not going anywhere.
Okay. But if you put retrievers on each of these pipes, they will call for the cobblestone rather than the cobblestone willy-nilly bouncing around wherever it wants. You realize you're going to need a pump on each one of these, right?
I shouldn't, actually.
You think?
I don't think so. I believe if I connect all that together, and then I make...
Oh, you're going to put the pump on the tank.
I set that there. And all I should have to do is rotate that. And that should pull from those and push into the tank.
Okay.
That's the idea, at least.
Can I suggest you do this whole gearing thing below ground, not in front of the blazes?
I'm actually going to try to run this pump off of these guys while I'm at it. So I'll go ahead and back this down a little bit. put it at 192 for now. So give me some more stress units to play with. And then it should be a simple gear off here. Okay, you need to rotate the weight douchebag. Ow.
Dumbass.
Now, I don't want to just do a gear-to-gear thing.
Mm-hmm. Chain drive work for this?
I highly doubt it.
Hmm.
The issue is I need to get onto the gear.
Mm-hmm.
If I do that, that'll give me a gear to grab on. And then I simply do that. And actually, this should work. Yeah, that'll work. Then I just shaft it over. And instead of having that there, we'll merely have a gearbox. And take that in. Shit.
And you killed it.
Shit. Hang on. Fuck. Thought I backed down far enough. That wouldn't be a problem.
Hmm.
Where did my... There we go. Okay. Hang on. I got this.
Mm-hmm.
That. Back to that.
There you go.
Everything went back up.
And it's pumping the lava.
Now, and we pop that back on. Oops. There we go. Okay, everything's running.
Mm-hmm.
I told you that would work.
Yep, it worked. Nice job.
Now, get a little funky with it.
Mm-hmm.
You make me some more copper pipes, will you?
Dude, if we don't stop shitting out eggs.
Hmm.
How am I supposed to make these? Where's our pounderator?
It's hooked up over there.
There's a
Right
bunker
here.
over here somewhere?
It's right here.
Oh. Oh, and by the way, we are on the day after Tamara made our thumbnail for this series, so if y'all enjoy it, if y'all think she did a good job, let her know. I think she did a great job. Somebody else does as well because he told me so, but he's not going to interject anything into this conversation.
Shut up.
Mm-hmm. It is really hard to get him to focus.
Anybody else find it weird that I have to dig out an area in a skyblock? That to me is just special.
You are.
So now, if I hook that up, I should now be able to plug this in. And that should stop pumping lava out.
Yeah. We have a minor issue.
No, we got a much bigger problem than that.
You gonna blow the boiler off?
Nope, it leveled out. Alright, we are now creating lava. It's not going down. Good. That's one of the things I'm worried about is that lava. We're gonna have to keep an eye on that, and if this ain't going fast enough, we're gonna have to speed it up.
Okay, can we discuss the problem?
What?
It's only pulling from the one.
What do you mean?
The one crucible you're standing in front of is the only one that's getting pulled from. The other two are completely full and not being pulled from.
That's probably the pump? I mean, this one ain't got... Yeah, this one's being pulled from.
Yes, that's the only one.
But this one's empty.
It says empty, but it doesn't look empty. It looks full. Maybe it's visual.
And say our lava's going up still, so we should be good.
Okay.
But that gives us 32,000 stress units I can pull off this boiler. I'm going to set up another freaking engine on it, and hopefully it'll be even better. That should keep us continuous. Again, pending fine tweaking. If I put that there and that there, I should now be able to simply run this out to there, and then on a belt from there onto there. Which will ramp everything speed up and give me 15,000 stress units to play with.
Not bad. Now remember, we're going to upgrade this to a tier 3. That's going to help with your lava generation. But it's really expensive to tier these up. So once we get some more EMC generation, where is your wood coming into, by the way?
Currently right here.
Okay.
Yes. That is something else we need to play with, because I'm not sold on how the factory is currently laid out. I would like to have a nice work area right here. Like leaving these here so that we can put like a hammer or like a rolling mill, whatever manual things we'd like to play with right here. And I didn't like the whole idea of having to walk over the wood production. So I want to move the wood production. I'm still thinking move the assemblers all out here into the new open factory area. And then having production area up here.
I would ask your guys' opinion, but we're doing this like a couple months before you're going to see it. Because we know that the later stuff is going to be exorbitant in time it's going to take to do stuff. And so we want to record ahead a bunch. Hence why we're shitting out eggs randomly. But see, he wants to put all the assemblers over there, side by side. I really like the factory out aspect of running the originals over, and basically everything that's needed to make this one is done right behind it, assembled, and then it's sent off to the next area where everything that's needed to do it, what's needed to make it, is behind it, and then sent off to the other.
Well, what I could do is I could put the wood stuff right here.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it goes into this chest, it's fine. So I could factor the wood stuff into a belt right here. Basically, have it come up over here.
For the women,
this way.
I would like to say I understand how much of a pain in the ass it is working with someone who talks with their frickin' hands. Stop punching me!
Also, all of this needs to move because I want my walkway.
Yes, I made him a fancy red concrete walkway because he was whining about his walkway. So yes, we're going to move this, but I do like the idea of it being carted off to the next part of the factory.
Okay, so put the wood here. We can move this so it'll come up over here. And we can factor it all up into there, and then that can go over there, and we'll have the lock hole factory thing sitting here. All of that needs to move.
I still say the rock factory needs to go over here.
You want to put it over there.
I think we need to line the rock factory up over here from start to finish, including your clipboard that I gave you of other things that still need to be produced. Rock-wise.
You still need to tell me what we're doing for the rock thing, because as far as I'm concerned, the cobble one can go away. We'll use this to make the cobble. And then we're going to have each of the locks we need out of here, and then all these need to go into all the things that I still ain't even figured out yet, because I got to go through NEI and figure all that out. But what exactly the hell I'm doing with all of it? So are we doing that here, or are we doing that over on the other thing?
We're doing the first one of...
Are we going to do it rock by rock?
We're doing like andesite, diorite, granite. Those all have the same basic processing. Cobblestone is a bit different.
Andesite just needs to go into here.
Isn't there a... Hold on. Andesite milled down to crushed andesite and then washed gives us cobalt and gunpowder. We don't even know what we're doing with cobalt, other than it's a tinker thing, but we don't have tinker tools. And it looks like we now need
but
for
that's
that
why
chromatic resonator.
Yep, that's what we need it for, right there.
So yeah, even though we're going to be taking some of it off to go over there, we're also going to have to set it up the same as the others.
Which I still say, if I set up one central grinding wheel, I should be able to just dump this stuff into there. And then just funnel out the outputs from the grinder.
Alright, well, we've been here for 48 minutes. This is just the power stuff. We'll get into the rest of this. I do want to show you where I've gotten to. Did you show them the stars?
I showed them the climb thing you handed me.
Okay, and then I got us all the way up to this. Ignore the book. I did not forget that I have to put each one in my inventory for the... I said ignore the book. The book does not know we've done any of these. I gotta go back through and fix it. But this is the beginning of us getting to the energy collector. But we have to go collect a lot more EMC, because if you look at the uses on that emerald one, not that.
Obsidian furnace.
No.
Way easier.
Skip over. We don't care about that one. That's what we need.
Which can use my mechanical things to do it, or just an advanced crafting table.
We can't do the
Which
advanced
is-
crafting. We're not to that point because we need an ME controller. So we
So
have
we
to
can
use
bypass
your
it by using my stuff.
Correct. And we can make everything in there now because I got us up to the Klein stars. So
My
it's
singularities
just
of
going
my
to take...
crush stuff is a lot of quartz.
The main issue is there's 13 Klein stars. And each one of those is... Trying to read this number backwards.
24,576.
Yeah. And I currently have 200,000 is all I have.
Yeah, take that.
So soon we'll be able to start passively generating EMC, but what I'm thinking is a lot of the things that we're setting up here, I want to get to that link thing, and anything past like a storage drawer full will just be sent off into it. That way our machines aren't sitting here like these are and not doing
That's because
anything.
they don't have an output right now. I took off the output.
I understand that, but at some point we're going to be washing out, quartz that's not going to be needed in the amount that we're making. So we can send the excess of this off.
EMC links.
Right. Which I haven't even looked into how bad that
Literally
is.
just the dust, 2 of the tables, and that energy condenser. Which is 4 blocks of dark matter. Which is going to be a problem.
Okay. Well, I'll work on that while he's doing this stuff. I've been literally going around grabbing everything I can find that has EMC and dumping it into my table. Because we do not sit here in AFK for EMC because that's boring and stupid.
This ain't staying, by the way. This is just temporary plug in our stuff.
Right.
All the power comes up right here. This is our power box, basically.
Okay. And you're eventually going to have the power box, like, on level with this or below, so we'll just have one of these pop up at each workstation so we don't have this shaft and belt across.
Like I said, for this, it's our manual work area. And then I'm thinking I could run a thing from the last manual straight into this belt, which will connect the rest of the factory together. So it should be fine.
Okay.
Just have everything linked together, basically.
Okay. Anyways, this is not a senior stream. Can we not ramble for the last 20 minutes?
Yeah, too late.
Have a good one, folks.
Later.